Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're decoding a highly specific, proven blueprint for generating serious wealth. We're skipping the vague financial advice and zeroing right in on a source that outlines 8 distinct business models capable of building significant, lasting wealth. If you're all about efficient learning and want the exact mechanics that separate average companies from actual wealth-generating machines, well, you are in the right place. Let's uncover the architecture behind them.
So what actually separates a struggling business from one that builds significant wealth? It's the ultimate question, isn't it? Look, it's not just about grinding out 100-hour work weeks, and it's certainly not just blind luck. Our source material makes it crystal clear. Building wealth is actually a mechanical process. There's an underlying architecture to it. But before we reveal those 8 specific business models, we absolutely have to understand the engine that powers the whole shebang.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The Wealth Generation Formula. Here are the 3 core pillars.
These are the 3 non-negotiable rules of business success derived directly from our source. Rule number 1, solve a real problem. People don't pay for nice-to-haves, especially during a downturn. They pay to make their pain points disappear. Rule number 2, secure recurring revenue. You just can't build long-term wealth if you're forced to hunt for a brand new customer every single day. That's exhausting and, quite frankly, it's terrible for your margins. You need money coming in predictably, month after month. And rule number 3, build scalable operations. Your revenue has got to be able to grow way faster than your expenses and your time commitment. This right here, this is the ultimate triad of wealth generation. Keep these 3 pillars in the back of your mind as we check out the actual business models.
Moving right along to Section 2, the digital service empires. Let's look at some online service empires.
Now, what's really interesting here is that these businesses exist primarily online, require very little physical overhead, and perfectly align with those recurring revenue and problem-solving pillars we just talked about. These are 3 high-margin B2B services that act as massive problem solvers for other companies. We're talking AI automation, digital marketing, and IT-managed services. Every single one of these exists to take a massive headache away from another business owner. Let's break them down.
Let's start with IT-managed services, or MSPs for short. This is all about providing ongoing outsourced IT support to businesses secured by highly lucrative recurring contracts. Why is this model so incredibly powerful? Because it perfectly exemplifies the rule of locking in recurring revenue. Think about it. When a company's Wi-Fi goes down or their servers crash, absolute panic ensues. An MSP literally makes that panic go away for a fixed monthly fee, giving you highly predictable, compounding cash flow.
Next up, we have the AI Automation Agency. This involves building intelligent AI chatbots and automating super complex workflows for small and medium enterprises. Think back to the first rule of our wealth triad, solving a real problem. SMEs are chronically short on time and manpower. By bringing an AI to handle everyday customer service inquiries or automate totally repetitive data entry, you are directly driving wealth by solving a critical efficiency bottleneck for them. You're basically selling them back their own time.
The third digital service in this category is digital marketing. This model scales by continuously solving literally the most evergreen problem in the history of commerce, getting new customers. Through essential SEO, paid ads, and content services, you basically become the growth engine for other brands. It's simple math, really. If you can prove that handing you $1 in ad spend returns $3 in revenue, businesses will literally never stop paying you.
Let's move to Section 3 and see how this builds. Scalable tech and education, focusing heavily on infinite scale models.
Software as a service, or SaaS, and EdTech perfectly illustrate that scalable operations pillar. We've got SaaS products, where the core product is software, and the wealth driver is the recurring subscription. And then we have EdTech and courses, where the core product is knowledge, driven by membership communities. The absolute beauty here is the concept of building something once and selling it infinitely. The cost to deliver your product to your 1,000th customer is almost exactly the same as the cost to deliver it to your 2nd customer.
So the crucial point with SaaS, which stands for Software as a Service, is how it connects niche problem-solving directly to compounding subscription wealth. Listen, you aren't trying to build the next Microsoft here. You're building software for, say, mobile dog groomers. It's hyper-niche, but honestly, that's exactly why it scales so effectively. You solve a very specific pain point, charge a monthly fee, and as your user base grows, your wealth scales exponentially without your daily labor increasing at all.
EdTech operates on a very similar wavelength. This is all about creating high-value online courses and building recurring membership communities. You take specialized knowledge, package it up nicely, and put it behind a paywall. But here's the kicker. By building an active community around that knowledge, you transform a simple, one-time course sale into a highly scalable, community-driven, recurring revenue stream. People come for the course, but they continue paying you monthly for the network and the community.
Okay, time to shift gears. Section 4, physical goods and infrastructure. We're talking real-world scale now.
Because let's face it, sometimes the path to wealth involves getting your hands a little dirty. E-commerce brands selling private label products, manufacturing focused on high-demand consumables like packaging, and renewable energy providing solar installation and maintenance, these totally prove that massive scale isn't restricted just to software and code. The real physical world offers incredible opportunities if you just structure the business correctly.
And this brilliantly illustrates a really vital concept: pure digital scale versus pure tangible scale. On one hand, you have ed tech, achieving infinite scale via online courses. On the other hand, you have manufacturing, achieving massive scale via high-demand, frankly boring consumables like paper bags. Wealth does not care if your product is a sophisticated line of code or a literal cardboard box. Scale happens just as effectively with physical volume as it does with digital communities, as long as the demand is continuous.
Let's look closely at the modern e-commerce brand. The true wealth-generating power here comes from sourcing and branding your very own private label products, and then scaling your distribution purely online. By cutting out the traditional retail middleman, you own the margins, and just as importantly, you own the customer data. It puts the control entirely in your hands, allowing you to scale your marketing globally with just the click of a button.
And rounding out our physical models, we have renewable energy services. This involves executing massive solar installations, and then here is the key: securing ongoing maintenance contracts. I really want you to notice how this perfectly hits all three of our wealth pillars. You are solving a massive global structural problem with energy costs and sustainability. You are building scalable operations through those big installations. And critically, you aren't just dropping off solar panels, you're securing long-term maintenance contracts, locking in that beautiful, predictable, recurring revenue.
This brings us to Section 5, your blueprint for wealth. Let's synthesize this whole strategy.
So, our source provided us with 8 distinct vehicles for wealth generation. Whether you choose an AI automation agency, a niche SaaS product, digital marketing, managed IT, e-commerce, edtech, manufacturing, or renewable energy. But honestly, here's the hard truth you need to take away from this explainer. These 8 vehicles are entirely useless if the underlying engine isn't running perfectly.
The true secret, the engine itself, is the number 3. It's relentlessly, unapologetically applying those 3 foundational rules to whichever of the 8 paths you choose. You absolutely must solve a real problem. You must secure recurring revenue, and you must build scalable operations. If you try to build a digital marketing agency but you don't actually solve a real problem, you fail. If you build an e-commerce brand but can't figure out how to scale the operations, you fail. The wealth triad is the ultimate filter.
So what does this all mean for you? I leave you with this. Which of these 8 paths will you build your wealth on? The roadmap is defined, the engine is built. Where exactly do your own skills intersect with this triad? Because I promise you, that is where your wealth is waiting.